Hi, my name is Vi, and today we're playing The Kid at the Back, which is a rather ominous sounding title for a visual novel game, which is why it's making me a little nervous to play. But I also kind of think it's because I had a combination of like the worst food possible, a burrito and Dutch Bros, which I'm like sipping on. So here we go. Notice this game is still in development and incomplete and may be prone to encountering some bugs and errors. And yes, it is also rated for 18 plus only, so viewer discretion. Are you sure you would like to proceed? Hard yes. If there's a yandere boy involved, it's a hard yes. It was many and many year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. I'm not literate enough to know the reference, guys. Day 1, The Beloved. We're back in school, how exciting. And class dismissed. By our next meeting, I need a full report on everyone's poem that they have chosen. I will not accept one paragraph. I need 2 whole pages filled with words. Everyone got that? The classroom broke into a series of, yes, professor, while some spared no time in packing their things, eager to be dismissed and disregarding the teacher altogether. Your literature teacher packs up her own things and exits the classroom. The moment your teacher left, the classroom broke into small groups as each student gathered up to meet with their respective cliques. Some engaged in conversation while some spared no time in exiting the classroom. A yawn escaped your lips. You turned your head and observed the clouds outside. The clouds are shaded in dark gray. The sky's once blue color is now turning the same lighter shade of gray. The looming threat of rain made you click your tongue in irritation. Just my luck. I didn't bother to bring an umbrella, too. Standing up from your seat, you were about to grab your bag when you felt a tap on your shoulder. Oh, slay! It's Regina George. Turning around, you came face to face with cobalt blue eyes, her blonde hair shaped like swirls with its ends dyed in blue and pink. Oh my god, the music. Complimenting her entire ensemble, even if it's just a white button-up that clearly looks too small for her. We don't judge. You do you, girl. She's giving gyaru, that's what she's giving, and I am here for it. Hot pink jacket tied around her waist and the school's black skirt. Her hand, which you assumed was the same one that tapped your shoulder, hung up in the air. She seemed unsure whether to continue or not, judging from the way her eyebrows furrowed downward while biting her glossed lower lip. She turned slightly, her head not fixed on you, but rather on whoever's behind her. You hear her whisper something under her breath before eventually composing herself and turning her focus solely on you now. Hey, you going to lunch with us, right? Hey, you're going to lunch with us, right? Yeah, I can speak English. I mean, you should. I don't usually see you in the cafeteria often, so you must not be eating properly. It's kind of rude to assume. How can you keep up with classes looking like that? Okay, we don't body shame around here. Excuse me? You took a step back, clenching the strap of your bag as you glare at the blonde woman before you. Are we not friends? Guess we're not friends. Who was this woman? Who does she think she is? Judging from the woman's expression, she finally came to realize the words that came out of her mouth. Yeah, you should feel bad. Brittany. A familiar voice interrupted the two of you. You turned your head to where the voice was, and there stood none other than your old friend. That's really insensitive of you. Imagine if someone else told you about how you look. Real, he gets it. His familiar orbs are of azure blue, nearly replicating lapis lazuli's. So, I don't know, wordy? Romantic? And his chocolate brown hair tied loosely in a low braid. He looks like a waiter. Not in like a rude way. He's just like so prim and proper. Sun-kissed skin enhanced his handsome features, adorned with a black long-sleeve button-up and an indigo vest to add to his clean look. Yes, clean. He looks sophisticated. He is known as Jericho Ichabod? 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 I think it's Ichabod. Crowe for short. Jericho Crowe. The class rep and a close friend of yours. Well, the only close friend you have. You know what? Few friends are good. You know they're real that way. Crowe made his way to your side. With a hand on his hip, he reprimands the blonde-haired woman next to you, and the said woman just shrugged her shoulders. You place a hand over your beating heart. That close proximity between you two caused a blush to appear on your cheeks. We have a crush on him. I get that. I can see that. No matter how many times you get close to him or him getting near you, you'll never get used to it. His whole aura just gives a warm feeling in you, the butterflies in your stomach thrashing and raging, begging to be released. Yeah, you may have a bit of a crush on him. Brittany just rolls her eyes, seemingly used to Crowe's reprimands. God, what a diva. Well, you're the one who insisted on me initiating talk. You could have done it more nicely, you know? Like a simple invite alone. I know, she's doing too much. Crowe gives you a small smile while handing out something to you. You look down to see it. It was your ID. You dropped this, by the way. Well, thank you. Your name is... Bye. Your last name? Oh, shoot. Usually for my first name, I'll put like VAI and then my last name X. I don't know. Games? Yeah, sure. The ID shows my name by games along with my pronouns. She, her, hers. You stare down at your own ID picture and see yourself more... feminine? You looked at your ID picture, seeing a young woman and reading your name with your eyes. Yeah, that looks right. Your fingers briefly brushed against his. You bit your lip, then muttered a small "thank you" before pocketing your ID. Thanks, Crowe. Crowe gives you a closed-eyed smile, returning his own "thank you," then turns his attention back towards Brittany. Following up behind Brittany are 3 more people. The tallest of the 3 is a sporty-looking man, clad in a green and yellow jersey with a number 10 settled in front. Okay. His eyes are bright green, the color that reminds you of a green apples. His skin is a beautiful brown that nearly matches his curly hair, while stubble is nestled on his chin, indicating maturity. Oh. I'm like so impressed with these character descriptions. It's like I'm reading like an actual novel. Oh, slay. The second tallest is a man in a purple hoodie. His eyes are sharp and slanted with long lashes adorned with teal-colored orbs underneath. His little Padawan braid's kind of cool. His hair straight and styled into a hime cut. Okay, yeah. I like hime cuts. I used to have one. Not as extreme as that, but you know. Save for a short strand tied with a red ribbon and a low ponytail bound with the same shade of red behind him. He looks uninterested with what's going on at the very moment. She's giving Velma. And the last, but not the least, is the shortest of 3, maybe within the group as well. Her skin pale, her face dotted with few freckles, then and there as rectangular shaped frames showed away orange orbs. Her hair is short and loose like waves. She wears a black button-up under an orange vest and a black skirt matching Brittany's. It's the squad. Damn, Brit. You sure are bad at socializing. Hey, Gio. Seems like you have a competition. A tall jock clad in yellow and green sports jersey lets out a laugh, causing some students to turn to look at him. Brittany's face grew red from embarrassment. Gritting her teeth, she crossed her arms while tapping her foot on the ground. This only made the jock laugh even harder. Shut the fuck up, Daryl. You're causing a scene. Also, if you were me, you would have done it just as badly. I'm getting like overstimulated by these people. That is in fact not true. I'm a lovable guy. Oh yeah? As the two argue, you turn your head towards the other tall male in a hoodie. Sensing your gaze, he looks down at you, his hand still in his hoodie's pocket. A sudden chill went down your spine. You quickly averted your gaze away from the imposing male, landing on the meek girl in orange right beside Brittany. She hasn't spoken since she arrived with the two males, but judging from how attached she is to Brittany, you're guessing she's closer with her than the rest of the group. She kind of reminds you of yourself when you were still new to the school with no one to talk to. Not until Crowe befriended you, of course. To befriend. Were you as clingy to Crowe back then as she is with Brittany now? Sorry, they're kind of a rowdy bunch, huh? I hope you're not too overwhelmed. Read us like a book. They sure are. Something. Why are we kind of sassy too? Look, bye. You're still free not to join us for lunch if you're uncomfortable. Thanks. Say less. Meeting new people is overwhelming. I just want to let you know that I respect your feelings and that you matter, bye. Oh. Crowe reassures you with a worried smile on his lips. Does that mean we have to go? You turn your back to the group, the tall jock named Daryl now bothering Gio with an arm around his shoulder. The visible irritation on Gio's face did nothing to sway Daryl's happy-go-lucky personality. Brittany leans on one of the desks with her arms crossed, striking a conversation with the spectacled girl next to her. Nailed it. What's her name? I didn't seem to catch it last time. Crowe glanced at where you were pointing at. Oh, Jessie? You can call her Jess for short. She's best friends with Brittany. She kind of reminds me of you back when we first met. All shy and quiet. Only that you're cuter. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Crowe pinches your cheek playfully and you groan, but your mock annoyance is betrayed by the small smile. Got me stuttering. Okay. Betrayed by the small smile that formed on your lips. How time flies, huh? That's right, you got yourself acquaintance with Crowe in your sophomore year. Before you left for the city, your father emphasized the importance of having companions and establishing friendships, most especially in this college. That's nice. My parents did not care if I socialized whatsoever. That's probably why I'm a homebody today. There's nothing wrong with that. Olympias University, the largest university in Titan City. Where are we? Titan City. I'm assuming that's fictional, but I don't know for sure. It's known for having the best facilities and best education, where you're guaranteed to rise from the bottom to the top. Well, that's what the advertisement tells you. You tried getting to know people during your first year, but to no avail. No matter how much you try to make friends, you just couldn't seem to bring yourself to talk to anyone, and to your dismay, no one seems to bother to even befriend you. It's not a bad thing. That actually sounds fantastic to me, not gonna lie. Sure, you would talk with a few classmates for projects, but nothing goes beyond that. Just mind your own business, honestly. As if they're scared of you. I feel like that's overthinking it. Or more like disgusted? Why? You can never tell. The looks you've received have all been mixed signals, some bad, some out of pity. That is until Crowe came into the picture. Among everyone, Crowe was the sole person who approached you with the intention of friendship. You were wary of him at first. Why would someone want to befriend you out of nowhere? Your past experiences caused you suspicion. You've had a history with people who tried to earn your good graces because you were somehow beneficial to them. You thought Crowe would be the same case, so you ignored him. But then he kept following you, trying to strike a conversation with you every now and then. You tried to dismiss him, ignoring his presence as usual. But Crowe was determined to break down your walls and kept insisting on tagging along until it annoyed you once. He's giving extrovert, not introvert, extrovert. Just once. That is until it happened on the last day of your first semester in your sophomore year. You fell victim to one of the school's biggest hidden flaws. If Crowe wasn't there to stop them, you could not begin to imagine what might have happened to you. Bullying. Thank goodness you're unharmed. You're concerned about me? How about you? You're the one who's hurt. Thinking back, you thought he was crazy and stupid. Did he, save us? Taking blow after blow until the perpetrators got bored and left the both of you. My god, he's a real one. Well, that's the whole point, right? As long as you're not hurt, this is nothing. You're crazy, you know that? And he just laughs it off, wincing due to the bruises on his face. Gosh, I didn't realize there was still bullying in college. Are we in college or high school? I feel like I read that we were in college or something. But you never know. I never got your name, crazy person. It's Jericho. Jericho Ichabod. But just call me Crowe. Nice to meet you. You brought him to the clinic that day and became inseparable ever since. Right after that incident, Crowe promised to never get in fights again and continues to keep his word on it. You really owed him. Wow. You look back up at Crowe. He tilts his head. Something on your mind? Nothing. Just happy that you're my friend. He looked at you with raised eyebrows, probably surprised at how random your thoughts seem. We're just feeling sentimental here. Nothing wrong with that. He didn't say anything as he let your words sink in, and his usual gentle smile appeared on his face. Crowe inched closer to you, indicating that he feels the same way. Brittany must have taken notice of the amount of time wasted in talking and arguing as she turns to you one last time. We've talked a little bit too much. We'll end up not getting any seats if we keep this up. So, are you coming with us or not? Caught up in your little daydream about the past, Brittany finally spoke up, catching your attention. You looked back at Crowe, recalling his words. Don't force yourself to join if you're still uncomfortable. I mean, if Crowe's gonna be there, I trust him. I'd feel more comfortable if he was there, you know? You then decide to go with them, go to the library, go somewhere else. Okay, I know I said I'd feel more comfortable going with Crowe to eat with those people. But honestly, in college, I would go to the library more. Quick save. Return. Crowe, I love you, but I am overstimulated. You get me, right? I think he's very understanding. He seems very understanding, so we're gonna go to the library and just take a breather. I'll head to the library today. Don't judge me, please. With a hand on her hip, Brittany stares at you as if waiting for you to change your mind. Seeing that your decision is set, she loosens a sigh. Brittany wordlessly turns on her heel and walks out of the classroom, the rest of her friends following behind her. Crowe, however, stayed in his exact same spot right next to you. Noticing this, Gio, the one in the hoodie, stops. Crowe? Oh, we made him sad. Huh? Oh, be right there. I'm sorry, Crowe. Should I have gone? I don't know. What's done is done. Crowe paused shortly to sneak a look at you before walking towards Geo, his movements slow and hesitant to leave your side. Although Crowe did not give you a farewell glance before reaching his friend, it was Geo who glared at you over his shoulder. My God, we're catching strays. His gaze was intimidating and intense. It reminded you of the way predators look at their prey. Okay, fuck off. You felt your heart stop beating for a moment. Confused by his apparent stillness, Crowe was about to question his blue-haired companion, but Geo waved his hand dismissively. Before Crowe could notice anything, Geo breaks his gaze away from yours and ushers his friend out of the classroom. You let out the breath you didn't know you were holding. What was that about? He gave me nothing but short glances and glares since I met him. I don't know, is he just jealous? Is he jealous of my and Crowe's friendship? Maybe I'm not suited to be part of their group. Okay, it's not that deep. You can still hang out with Crowe, like, outside of class. You shake away the negative thoughts attempting to plague your mind. Returning to your original plan, you packed up your things and proceeded to head out. Next stop, the library. Top floor, quietest floor. Swear. The rowdy hallway buzzed with noise as sweaty and tired students made their way to their respective classes, some presumably headed to the cafeteria for a break. Several were headed to the same direction you were walking. With the library door within your reach, a smile etched on your face. We're so happy to be alone. Lore accurate. You open the doors immediately greeted by the familiar scent of coffee and library books. You've always been awed by your university's fancy facilities. Can't relate. In fact, the library surprisingly operates as a small cafe, serving coffee to the students who need it in the early morning until the afternoon. That is so nice. My university could never. It is a huge hit amongst everyone, and you understand why. Caffeine is the fuel to college students' weary soul. I'm not in college anymore, but I still need some sugar and caffeine. The aroma of coffee somehow lightened your mood. Anticipating a short moment of peace within the library, you made your way towards your usual seat by the large window near the cafe section. Your mood dropped when you spotted an unfamiliar face occupying the chair you've come to favor. You groaned. It happens. Just great. What should I do about this? Honestly, if somebody was like sitting in my chair, I'd just be like, okay, find another one. In real life. But we are here to be a menace. Um, yeah, I feel like telling them to move is just like rude. Find somewhere else to sit. Just take the seat beside him. Him? Who is this? Is this who I think it is? I'm curious. Just take the seat beside him. Yeah, you don't feel like talking to him or causing trouble on your end. With a sigh, you give up the thought of getting your seat back as you drag the spare chair and place it beside his. Wait. Should we be a menace? Should we? It's fine. It's fine. I know we said we'd be a menace. It's taking everything in me not to restart, but it's okay. He looks at you from the corner of his eye. You thought he would say something, but he didn't seem to mind since he brought his attention back to the book he was reading. You continued with your report, occasionally tapping your pen on the paper with furrowed brows. You're thinking too hard for this stupid task, but your brain came up empty for words. You feel him glance at you from time to time, but you paid no mind to him now that your report took priority. I want to go back. I'm like really curious what happens if we like tell him to get the hell out of her. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? Is this like a love meter? Brother in Christ. Hang on. Wait, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. Alright. I'll see you there. I'll see you back to the original choice in like just a hot minute. Okay. Oh. That was like 2 seconds. Wow. W mechanics. Okay. Be a menace. Ask them to move away from your seat. No, you refuse to accept this. That is your seat. Heck, you even made sure that people know it's yours by scribbling your name on the wooden chair. We are so weird. How would we vandalize furniture? Oh, okay. The last part is a lie. You'll probably get in trouble if you ever vandalize school property. But you've been in the library more than you could count. That you're pretty sure even the regular students who come here know that it's your spot. Oh. So this person knows what they're doing. Well. Try me. Swallowing your pride, you slowly approach the seated guy. Oh. It's the dude! It's the kid at the back, I think. Or the kid in our chair, at least. Once you made it to his side, however, he didn't bother to acknowledge your presence, seemingly more focused on the book he's reading. You faked a cough. That seemed to catch his attention, for he gives you a small glance right after, his nose still buried in his book. This seems to catch his attention. Get out. You're in my seat. Can I have a bag? Oh my god. We're so shameless. He stares at you for a moment, then closes his book, swerving his body to face you while placing an elbow on the mahogany table. I'm nervous. His reddish orbs stare right back into your own. The confidence you had 5 minutes ago vanishes in thin air as his gaze sends shivers down your spine. The dark circles under his eyes add to his intimidating look. Oh my god, he's not even saying anything. He's not even saying anything. He raised a brow before looking around under the table, on the seat, even under his book before returning his back to you. Oh my god, he's gonna destroy us. Okay, lock in. Lock in. I don't see your name anywhere. Sassy as fuck. You can feel the veins down your forehead pop out. Oh, so you want to be a smartass, huh? Should have put my name like I've planned for jerks like him. We are kind of shameless, though. You cross your arms, not hiding your visible irritation, earning a low chuckle from the male who was seemingly amused at your frustration. Does that really say so cute? Oh my god. Wait, he's blushing. Okay, lock in. Say if you really want your seat back, you need to convince me to move first. Okay. Do this. We can do this. Tell you what, how about a cup of coffee? If you can give me a cup, maybe I'll consider moving. That is such a ripoff. You bit your inner cheek. Now he wants you to be his little servant? Who does this guy think he is? Actually, though. Turning your head to the nearby coffee stand right next to the exit, you observe some students enjoying their own coffee while reading or studying. Maybe you can grab his coffee and get this over with. That's just like an L situation. Force him to give up his seat. Do I look like your little maid? Just move and give me back my seat. That's right. Not as yelling in the library, though. That's crazy. You angrily voiced out, growing more and more impatient with the mail before you. However, he seems unbothered by your threat, his eyes half-lidded in boredom before going back to reading his novel. You know what? Props to him for being unbothered, but also rude. Okay, this guy is getting on my nerves. If he doesn't want to leave, then I'm not letting him then. You huffed in annoyance and moved around behind him. Are we about to throw hands? He did not utter a single word and kept his nose on his light novel, though he couldn't deny the fact that he is a bit curious about what you're planning. Bro's a weeb, reading his light novel. What is it? Is it like Shakugan no Shana or something? That's the only light novel title I know. What shocked him next was you pulling on the chair, causing him to gasp as he wobbled on his seat. Oh my god, this behavior is so embarrassing. Oh my god. Steadying himself, he was prepared to reprimand you for your actions, but you cut him off once more. What are you? Oh, we're crazy. Is this how we flirt? Oh, we're insane. By settling yourself on top of his lap? That's crazy. That's psychotic, actually. He swore to whatever god looking down on him right now to take him. Well, me too. Take me too. God, I mean. The book in his hand is threatening to slip off as all of his senses shut down, save for his eyes that remain focused on your back. Dude, don't even look at me. You know what? This is what I get for trying to be a menace, actually. I have to deal with the repercussions of my own cringe. We really showed him, guys. Sitting on his lap, we really showed him. His heartbeat quickens, cursing under his breath while you continue on with your work as if he isn't there. And you, oh sweet little you, slightly turn your head, giving a quick glance, your lips turned upward as if mocking him. We give zero fucks around here, don't we? Teasing him. Oh god, it's driving him insane. You, however, went along with your task, ignoring him as if he weren't there, save for your ass literally on top of his lap. I feel like I need to take like the walk of shame now. He looks around him, noticing a few glances from passing students, some rolling their eyes and some moving away, finding a different seat. Yeah, if I saw this go down in like real life, I would be judging them so hard. The guy's face went red. Okay, we covered that. The surrounding students were definitely interpreting this the wrong way. Not that we gave a shit. He returns his gaze back to you, who remains unbothered, sitting on his lap, and seemingly not noticing the weird glances. He eventually relaxes, though still a bit hesitant on placing his arm next to yours. Rose just taking it. Just taking it like a champ, I guess. With a free hand, he picks up the book he had and reads through its contents once more. He's oh my god. A minute or two pass and you felt him sigh before closing his book. He seems to be having a hard time concentrating on his novel. Not your problem, though. You know what? I would like to adopt our attitude in this game. I would like that very much. Is Bro reciting poetry now? Seldom we find, says Solomon Don Duns. He reads out, making you arc an eyebrow whilst trying to ignore him still as you remain focused on your papers. Half an idea and the profoundest sonnet. What are we saying? What is he saying? Through all the flimsy things we see at once. Is he reading through your papers? More specifically on the poem you chose? As easily as through a Naples bonnet. Oh, is this Edgar Allan Poe? An Enigma by Edgar Allan Poe. Not a bad choice. Now this got your attention. In all honesty, you just grabbed whatever book that your hand thought felt heavy and went along with it. You were lucky enough that it was a singular book filled with stories and poems about this author named Edgar Allan Poe. Never heard of him. You went through the book's table of contents and the title caught your attention. Maybe it will have the same effect on your ignorant of a teacher as it did to you. Well, we shade everybody, don't we? But it seems like this talking chair of yours is taking an interest in it first. Not bearing to ignore him any longer, you speak up. It's the first thing I could find that looks interesting. Nothing much, as long as I have something to write for my report. That's fair, but did you know this poem is also a puzzle? No clue, dude. This piqued your curiosity. Puzzle. He nods. Then with a finger he points at the first line of the poem, then on the second. Yes, a puzzle. I can't believe we're just casually having this conversation with me like perched on his lap. This is one of the first few works of his that I find quite charming. Looking at where his finger's pointing, you try to look for the puzzle he's speaking of, but despite reading through the sonnet carefully, you couldn't seem to find the puzzle he was talking about. He must be fucking with you. Trying one last time, you scan the words. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry, what? What did it even say? Okay, hang on. Seldom we find, says Solomon Don Duns. Half an idea and the profoundest sonnet. Guys, I have performance anxiety. I can't do these mini games while I'm like trying to make a video for you guys. I can't. Especially when it requires me to use a brain cell. Like, what? Seldom we find, says Solomon Don Duns. Half an idea and the profoundest sonnet through all the flimsy things we see at once. As easily as through a Naples bonnet. What is the question? Seldom we find half an idea and the profoundest sonnet. I'm not that smart. I'm not like a literary queen, okay? I'm not a literary... IDK. I couldn't see it. Is it some sort of riddle? About what? Would you like a hint? Dude, a hint's not even gonna help me. Just give me the answer. Look at the first letter of the first line, then the second letter of the second line, and so on. Okay, fine. Where is it? Where's it? Okay, we're here. S H T A S H T A Shita? Is he screwing with us? He removes his fingers from the paper and now observes your facial features. Your brows are furrowed in full concentration now, a finger under your chin as you look at the letters based on the hint he gave you. Another hint? Dude, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. That's gonna piss me off though. That's gonna piss me off, giving him this point of besting us. Hang on. Honestly, genuinely no clue. Shit. I give up. I'm sorry. I'm not a literary queen, sue me. So, what's the answer? It's Sarah Anna Lewis. It's a name? Yep. Someone that the author had close relations to. I don't know how he derived that from that. No clue. Well, you tried. That's what matters. A+ for effort. You look back on your paper on the poem specifically, a newfound sense of respect for the sonnet after knowing its hidden meaning. This just adds more content in your paper, and maybe it'll help you get an even higher grade for it. My hoodie's choking me. Okay, we're good. Okay, I think we're good. Maybe hitting the books isn't so bad. You lean back on the chair, nearly forgetting you're literally on someone's lap, causing you to accidentally press your back against his chest, making him a jerk on the seat. This surprised you. You yelped and quickly stood up from the chair, turning to apologize to him. His previous relaxed posture is now back to being stiff as a board. His face was bright red, resembling a tomato. Leaning forward on his seat, his chin rests on top of the table, with a flustered expression on his face. Is he like bent over like I'm so sorry, I forgot I was sitting on you, bro. Why is it just clicking to us now? Oh my god, I was sitting on him. I don't understand why it's just like hitting us now. The student before you remained silent, his face still burning red and his eyes wide as plates. He shakily grabs his book and quickly stands up from the seat. Without sparing you any time nor breath, he walks out towards the exit with a bit of a limp in his steps. A limp? I think I get it. Damn, were we that heavy? No. They wouldn't. I was gonna say they wouldn't body shame us, but Brittany was already trying to body shame us, so maybe they would. You feel like ripping your hair out. You did all of that embarrassing shit for some guy who refuses to give you your seat in the library. You could have gone to a different spot without having to do all that. We know. We know. I thought we knew that. Well, there's no point in dwelling on it any more than necessary. Returning to your papers, you stack them up along with the books you borrowed. Glancing at the poem one last time, you couldn't help the smile that made its way to your lips. We did enjoy that. I guess we did. At least he gave me some useful insight on my paper. Yeah, he's like pretty calm to just like let that shit happen. Like to let that shit fly like without blinking in. It was wild. I should thank him once I see him. No, wait. Why would you ever want to see this person again? I would not be able to face somebody if I did this to them. And I never got to know his name. That's for the better. Pretend he doesn't exist. You're so bad at interacting with people. Oh yeah, I forgot we're like a recluse. You know what? All this weird behavior kind of makes sense then. Once you reached the hallway, the stranger from the library was already gone, but what surprised you was Crowe's presence followed by the same group of friends you saw this morning. Oh geez. Only that. Brittany's uniform is covered with what seems to be a mix of ketchup, mustard, and a variety of oils where Jess tries her best to wipe them off of her. Just use Dawn and a toothbrush. That's what I do. Works kind of well. Actually, if there's oil, you're kind of cooked. Wait. Well, you can try. What the fuck happened in the cafeteria? All Crowe's squeaky clean. Bye. I was about to check up on you. How are you feeling? I'm doing fine. Kind of. Not really. Although, you turn your gaze to the blonde behind him. Crowe follows your line of sight and scratches his cheek. A drop of sweat rolls down his neck. Sensing your curiosity, he turns to Brittany. The blonde woman just waves him off, refusing to meet his eyes. Food fight. Taking that as a sign to proceed, Crowe explains. Things went a bit hectic in the cafeteria. A food fight broke out. And it was the best food fight ever. You should have seen the face of that red-headed bitch when you slammed ketchup on her uniform. Redhead. Daryl jumped in the conversation, startling you and Crowe at his sudden appearance. An annoyed expression made its way onto Crowe's face. You nearly got all of us in trouble, Daryl. I'm just glad we got ourselves out of there before things got worse. Yeah, our knight in shining armor, Mr. Ichabod, always to the rescue. Really making use of your title as a school rep, huh? Daryl gives Crowe a little nudge. The said man just rolled his eyes. But you've got to admit, the look on Pinkie Pie was fucking hilarious. Right, Britt? You and Daryl turned to Brittany, some of the sauces on her uniform gone, leaving nothing but a stain on it. A small smirk formed on her lips as she recalled the earlier events. Well, I can't deny that it felt really good having to fight back. Daryl gives a toothy smile at the blonde woman, which she returns with her own snarky smile. Crowe only rolls his eyes, shaking his head at the two troublemakers. Contrary to his visible disagreement, you couldn't help but notice a small smile on his face, as if he's proud of them despite the trouble they caused. As you observe them, you notice something amiss. Or rather, someone amiss. Just seemed to catch on to your confusion at their lack of numbers and stepped up to explain. If you're looking for Gio, he said he was going somewhere else. I'm not quite sure where, though. I see. Not that I was actively trying to look for the guy, but he actually scares me. You recall the look he gave you right before you left for the library. Just remembering it sends a shiver down your spine. Okay, we have to watch out for him. You considered tugging on Crowe's sleeve, wanting to seek for answers about his other friend, but seeing how he's going along with the group with a genuine smile on his face, you bit your lower lip. You couldn't bear to ruin the mood. I should head to my next class. Not sparing them any more of your time, you swiftly returned on your heel and rushed out of the scene. So I guess we didn't miss much going to the library. Just like a food fight. Oh, she's quite a runner, isn't she? She's a runner. Daryl... I can never do the meme with as much confidence as Queso. I can't do it, so I'm not even gonna bother. Daryl perks up beside Crowe's solemn face while the two stare at your departing form. Crowe sighs and looks down on the floor. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. The taller jock says nothing but gives his friend a look of pity, rubbing Crowe's back as he tries to think of something, anything to reassure the man next to him. Daryl's eyes suddenly lit up, a smile reappearing on his lips. Taking advantage of Crowe's vulnerability, he swiftly snatches his friend's phone from his pocket, the latter not even batting an eye at his phone that was taken. Instead, he questions him. The jock simply messes with his phone, his tongue sticking out from the corner of his lips. What are you doing? Trying to fix your love life. You're welcome, by the way. What are you even talking about? Crowe's eyes grew wide at the block of text Daryl showed him. Give that back. Daryl simply laughs at Crowe's failed attempts in getting his phone back. Daryl waves Crowe's blue mobile phone in the air. You've got no choice, Crowe. I've already sent the message. Daryl, you sneaky bastard. You'll call me your favorite wingman after this. The jock winks. A few feet away from the men, Brittany and Jess simply observed the two males. They turned to each other and shrugged, wondering what Daryl could have done to get Crowe flustered like that. Barely making it to your next class, you slid the classroom door open, earning you a few looks from the students inside the room. Turning to the podium, you excelled and I need a sip of water. Hey, my water bottle's green too, it matches. Water break, this is your water break. Okay, lock in. Turning to the podium, you exhaled a breath you didn't realize you were holding when you realized that your teacher was still absent. Fixing your composure, you scanned the room. A few easels and shelves filled with brushes and bottles stained with acrylic paint guaranteed that you made it to the right class. Yay, art class. However, you noticed something, or rather someone familiar. This is the kid at the back. The very same tuft of black hair with green highlights sat at the back. And instead of his red novel that you've come to associate him with, he's now scribbling with a sketch pad. You didn't seem to notice your arrival. How come you've never seen him in class before? Is it because he's seated all the way at the back of the classroom? If that's the case, then he must have been really quiet, and you probably never got the time to notice him come and go. That's literally me, though. How odd, you thought. It's not that weird. I don't think it is. Sometimes the back of the class is just like mad chillin'. Oops. What did that say? I skipped it. It was this one. You make your way to your seat, not breaking your gaze at the tall, dark male. Okay. Coincidentally, the desk right in front of him was unoccupied. Perfect. Maybe you could sit there instead. Settling with that idea, you move to the desk in front of him and place your things down. He remains unaware of your presence. Good. Maybe we can get through this class without being noticed. You sit on the chair facing the opposite direction as you casually place your arms on the backrest. Like we're sitting on the chair backwards? Like facing him? Because we're psycho? Oh. Let's not ruin his vibe. He's just like chilling back there. Oh, we're so Snoopy. Okay. You observe the way he draws with his pencil. Each stroke he creates moves with so much elegance that you thought he was dancing with it. Wow. A face of a person dressed in peasant clothes. Maybe he's into like medieval bardcore or something. They seem to be dancing while a being larger in size was right next to them. You lean in closer, attempting to see what he's trying to draw. Well, this is what we get for being so Snoopy. But was left startled when the book suddenly slammed closed, causing you to jerk back. Honestly, I would do the same thing. I hate it when people like stare at me when I draw. Or I used to. I don't draw as much anymore. It's like a private thing. You know what I mean? Also, I'm saying like way too much. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna start to try to stop saying like. Starting now. You tilt your head up and meet eyes with the very same wide reddish eyes of the boy back in the library. You give him an awkward smile and a peace sign. He kept staring at you. Oh my god, we're so cringe. Why would we do that? Hey there. Sorry for what happened back in the library. You're my classmate. That's a surprise. Oh my god, we're so awkward. Hope we'll get along. Okay. Being caught in the act wasn't part of your plan. Quickly swerving around, you are now. Okay. Quickly swerving around, you are now properly facing forward, ignoring the burning stare of the male behind your head. genuinely should have just ignored him. You make your way to your seat. Once settled down, you groaned, placing your elbows on the desk and resting your chin on top of your hands, waiting patiently for your professor's arrival. Hearing the classroom door open, your art professor makes his way inside, his large round belly standing out, round spectacles sitting on top of his nose, and a stereotypical brown beret on his head. He greets the class before starting his lecture. That look wasn't judgment. I was just like, the body shape. Forget it. Just forget it. Art exhibit project featuring various areas of art as part of our thesis. This time, we're tasked with expressionism. I was never great at art history. Remember, this is all part of your paper, and not to mention making a name for yourself, of course. Ho ho ho. Yeah. More like taking the credit of a student's work and using it to advertise your shitty school. You scoffed at the thought. Hope you all got a partner already by this time. For this term, I'm tasking you all to create 3 works based on the exhibit's theme. This is where you want to throw your desk out the window. Fuck group projects. And partner work. The ones who carry, get it. You get me, right? How could you forget? You weren't present during the previous meeting, and you absolutely knew no one in this specific class, except, of course, the boys sitting behind us, the kid at the back, right? Why were you taking art again? Oh, right, your father was an artist, as he was a farmer. So he's an artist and a farmer. It was all for him, and maybe you can make a name for yourself with your works, if ever your life as a gardener wouldn't turn out the way it should. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's do it to make your dad proud. Can't relate. All part of plan B, and if that fails, I've got plans C and D. I have yet to make up the rest. Or I guess I'll die. Ad girl. You shake away your silly thoughts. The problem is now at hand. You do not have a partner to work with. I think we do. I think we do. Now, I want all of you to go to your chosen partner for this project so I can start explaining your tasks. Eventually, you are forced out of your seat since your seatmate's partner will be occupying it for the class. You curse at yourself. You could only hope you're not the only student who didn't get their own partner for this class. But upon looking around, it seems like everyone is calm and collected. You're the only one panicking here? Unlike the rest of the class, scurrying around to meet their partner, you were the only fool who was standing still. Oh my god, we have like the worst inner thoughts. Oh my god, oh my god. I said like again, didn't I? Note on the only one standing because from the corner of the classroom there's a single student not bothering to stand up from their seat. Their seatmate had left to pair with someone else, leaving a vacant spot. Is he not going to bother with his partner? Unless... Hey there. He looks up from his desk and looks at your approaching form before you're eventually standing next to him. It's you. Seems like you're a bit lost there. Do you have a partner? No. Well, just your luck then. Me neither. So, do you want to be partners? Sure, why not? Well, he doesn't hate us. I forgot he like blushed. I forgot he called us cute when he thought we weren't listening. You took the vacant seat right beside him, his book now tucked away, and on his desk is now a pen and a piece of paper, seemingly ready to take notes. So, hey, I never got to know your name. It's not quite important. What do you mean it's not quite important? Well, I should at least know what to call you instead of Green Streak Guy. He raised a brow at your silly nickname you gave him before slightly shaking his head. Sullivan Brugmansia? Sullivan Brugmansia. But just call me Soul. Say less. Soul. Soul means sun or brightness, right? Your name contradicts with your whole glam, not gonna lie. That's so sassy, I kind of love it. Your name means exact opposite to what you're wearing, if I have got to be honest. Not that you don't dress well. I mean, you look good. I actually like his style. Like, damn it! I keep saying like, hey, looks good, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. He looks good. A pinch of red makes its way to his face. Like, he's prettier than me, he has prettier hair than me, his eyes are cool, his nails are done and mine aren't even. He's kind of showing us up here. Soul bit his lower lip as he readjusts his collar. I should just shut the fuck up. Thank you. I needed to say that to myself, like. Actually though. He averts his gaze, biting his inner cheek. Thanks. You look good too. Thanks, brother. I should introduce myself before this gets any more awkward. Well, I'm by Games. Nice to finally know your name, Soul. So awkward. Soul nods with a smile forming on his lips, then returns his attention back to the professor. 3 artworks to showcase. Note, it has to be some form of expressionism. Mediums will be strictly traditional. I'm screwed. I can't use Procreate. I can't use my iPad. I have to erase with like an actual eraser. I said like again. Your professor then proceeds to give other pointers for your project before leaving you and the rest of the class for the day. Everyone in the classroom proceeds to talk with their partners, already brainstorming ideas on what they're going to showcase and hopefully get a high grade. You turn to Soul as he took out his own charcoal pencil and his sketch pad for the class. You got any plans for our first display, Soul? Expressionism is about conveying one's feelings, right? The easiest for now is a portrait. Yeah. Let's use your face as an example. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm kind of shocked to be amused. My face? He lets out a low chuckle. There, you're making a cute expression right now that can be considered as expressionism. Huh? He seems like he already has an idea on what to do. We need to lock in. And judging from that half-filled sketchbook of his, he's quite familiar with the concept of art. Me, however, like I said, I don't draw as much as I used to, just once in a blue moon, but I definitely used to be an art kid. I'm more of a graphic designer now, but, you know, I can't say I'm great at art. Everyone starts somewhere. You're right. Would you like me to draw you first then? Have at it, dude. Have at it. Is that just great? Just create? Just great? Just create. Just great. 5. First time partnering up with this new guy and you're already letting him do the work. You know what? For once in our life, we can let somebody do the work. I think that's okay. I'm no better than those past classmates of mine who would push their workload on somebody else. He's just going first. He's just going first, okay? And he doesn't seem like he minds either. Not at all. Well, we'll let it slide this one time. Just once. With that, Soul takes out his own sketchbook and pencil, sitting upright and facing you. Okay, let's make sure we're picture ready. Art drawing ready. You straightened up your back, sitting properly as if you're about to take an ID picture. Is this okay? Relax your shoulders, feel at home. Expressionism is about expressing yourself. Okay. Just pose whatever you'd like. Okay, so like we can get comfy, is what he's saying. Ow. That's comfy. This is comfy. No, I feel like we should give him something good to work with. Sorry, I just hit the mic. How's this? Okay. Your breathing stopped. You can feel Soul's hand brush along your forehead to your ear, tucking away stray hair that was covering your face. That's crazy. That's nuts. You could almost smell his mint in his breath. The Colgate. You were sure you were bright as a cherry by now. Soul leaned back and didn't say anything as he began sketching, his eyes hopping from the paper to your face, and you swear every time you meet his gaze, your heartbeat quickens. Overcooked. We're down bad. You averted your gaze, distracting yourself from his focus as you try to calm your beating heart. The class eventually came to an end as your professor was giving one last reminder to your class before dismissing everyone. One by one, everyone packed their things and left the classroom while some stayed and discussed more about the exhibit. Sadly, Soul isn't done with your portrait. Oh, so my bad. My bad. Which you were dying to see, but he said he's going to keep it a secret until he finishes it. I understand that. You better not make me look funny. What makes you think that? It's not like I gave you a mustache or something. Watch, he did. Let me see. I'm kidding. Teasing. He didn't know what came to him when he raised his hand to try and cup your cheek. He stopped midway, however, and tucked it into his pocket. He called us pretty guys. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. Did you say something, Soul? Nothing. Do you have a phone? We should exchange numbers and update each other so we can do the next 2 tasks. Soul then takes out his own phone and asks for your number. You recite it out as he inputs it on his phone. Let me try to send you a message. You nodded and looked at your phone screen and saw a new notification from an unknown number. Okay, got it. Got it right. Yeah. This must be Soul's. Stop. Do we have a... What kind of phone do we have? Is that Samsung? Some type of Android? You type so differently from how you look. Not really. From the corner of your eye, you see Soul's eyebrow raised at your text. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. You chuckled. He rolled his eyes. Your stare lingers on Soul's face. A smile is embedded on his handsome features while he looks at the block of text on his phone. Meeting Soul. Back then, you struggled to form friends throughout college that you were convinced you would be graduating without making a single connection with. Oh, I can't read run-on sentences. Hang on. Back then, you struggled to form friends throughout college that you were convinced you would be graduating without making a single connection, which would undoubtedly disappoint your father, and you were ready for it. You thought to yourself, these are odd people, eccentrics at most, all misunderstood people, all human, all the same. A sudden wave of determination washed over you. With a hand on your chest, you stare into Soul's orbs, making him tilt his head slightly. Soul, I would like to be friends with you. I can sense that people tend to misunderstand you and your overall personality. The question is, does he want to be friends with us? Oh. I mean, we tried to kick him out of our seat in the library. We were snooping on him while he was drawing. Are those the main things? Yeah. Yeah, that would kind of piss me off, low-key. Even he's contemplating it. Soul is quiet, but his gaze remains on you with a lingering curiosity. Ooh. Oh yeah, we're down bad. But let me be different. I want to know you. I want to understand you, Soul. If somebody told me that, I'd be freaked out. Not even lying. If you let me. He blinked once, then twice, then a chuckle. He puts a large hand on top of your head, then ruffles your hair. Watch the bangs. Alright then, let's mark today as the start of our wonderful friendship. Bye, games. You playfully push his hand off your head and nudged him on the shoulder. He lets out a small laugh at your poor attempt. As you too. Sullivan Brugmansia. Am I butchering it? I don't know. Just Sol is fine by, right? Well, I need to get going. See you tomorrow? Oh, of course. See you tomorrow, bye. Giving Sol a wave of goodbye, you make your way towards the school's exit. My darling. My sweet darling, bye. Ain't no way he called his pumpkin. Okay. He is yandere all the way, and we've hardly seen anything yet. See you later, pumpkin. What timing? It's Halloween in this game, and it's it's the 26th today? 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. We're 5 days away from Halloween. That's crazy. As you walk through the hallway, your eyes caught on something on the nearby bulletin board. I need to sneeze. I'm okay. A poster was plastered on the large board. The Hollow's Ball. This is crazy timing. Come enjoy the festival spirit of Hollow's Eve. Sorry, festive. A Halloween party, huh? Seems promising. A sudden small vibration came from your pocket. Curious, you took out your phone expecting another message from Soul. It was from Crowe. Your heart leapt from your chest, recalling the events that happened earlier this afternoon. Can you meet me after class? I'll be at the front gate. Sure. You didn't send a reply. Turning off your phone, you quickly made haste to the exit. Ooh. The facade looks more like an entrance to like, oh, I need to stop saying. I need to stop saying like. I need to just stop. It's gonna take some time. But I was gonna say the entrance looks like the gateway to Malfoy Manor or something. It's very Slytherin-esque. You approach the school's gate, keeping an eye out for your friend. Sure enough, there stood Crowe in all his glory. Posture straight with his arms held behind his back, his bag neatly placed on the floor, and his foot tapping on the concrete floor nervously. You yourself were growing nervous with each step you took as you drew closer and closer to him. When you reached his side and made your presence known with a small greeting, you noticed the way Crowe's eyebrows raised in mild surprise, as if not expecting you to actually show up before him. Why? Why is he so nervous? Why are we nervous? Why are we nervous? Cleared his throat before composing himself properly, his body now facing in your direction. You wanted to see me? Yes. Lifting his bag from the floor, he slings a strap over his shoulder and offers his hand for you to take. I'd like to take you somewhere. It's a bit near the park. I'll lead if you let me. Okay. Wait, what did he offer? Offers his hand. Wait, how do I save? I'm scared. Take his hand? You took his hand. In return, Crowe wrapped his fingers around yours. His nervous smile melts into a genuine and happier one before he leads the both of you away from the school's gates and to the streets. To the streets we go. By the time you and Crowe made it to the park, it was already sundown and stars slowly started painting the sky. Is this the place you were trying to lead me to, Crowe? Not quite yet. Come here. I'm scared. Where are we going? Wait. But I would like to trust Crowe's character. But who knows? Who knows? You follow him through a thicket of thick bushes, surprised to see stony stairs. Though a bit run down, it still seems sturdy to step foot on. Looking up, you see it leads somewhere above. You and Crowe make your way up the stony stairs, some red and orange leaves coloring the steps as you and him avoid a few puddles from the rain this morning. We're here. Come, it's a sight to behold. Ooh. This is a vibe. Taking one last step, you see Crowe admiring whatever was beyond him, his smile bright as his eyes twinkle like the stars above. Your eyes went wide in awe upon seeing the scenery before you, replicating the one Crowe has on his face. Not once did you take into consideration the idea of sightseeing within the city. Everything felt unfamiliar, intimidating even. You couldn't blame yourself for feeling so distressed about the idea of traveling, especially since you had no one else within the city to guide you. But gazing at the sea of lights that stretched out before you realize that you have been missing much of what the city has to offer. Looking farther ahead, you take notice of a tall tower decorated with bright neon pink lights. A little bit to its right is a movie theater next to a mall. The rows of other buildings with multicolored lights seemed endless. The more you scan the area, the more you see unfamiliar places that you didn't know existed. Your moment of silence while admiring the city view was interrupted by the sound of rustling grass. Okay, we're okay. You turn around, finding the source of the sound. Crowe has made himself comfortable lying on the ground under an old tree. You see his backpack leaning on its trunk. You turn your back from the city and walk to where Crowe lays, deciding to keep him company. This is a vibe. His gaze on the starry sky shifts to you as you sit down beside him, and a hopeful smile grows on his face. Judging from your face all lighting up, you like this place, huh? Care to join me? Accepting his invitation, you give Crowe a slight nod that brought joy to his eyes. You stretch a bit and lay on your back right next to him, your fingers barely touching. Is a kiss coming up, guys? I don't know. It's giving that vibe. It's a little romantical. You and Crowe look at the night sky. You observe how the stars twinkle as if the rain from this morning never happened. How did you manage to find this place? You tilt your head to look at him and he gives you a closed-eyed chuckle before his twinkling gaze meets yours. I take it that you've never heard of Lily's Myth, have you? Lily's Myth? Crowe points up at the old tree that stood above you, then returns his gaze to the stars. They say that this tree that the humans came in contact with was blessed by the gods that guard this land. Do we live in like a mystical city? I said like again. This very same tree here used to bear multiple fruits. They say that they never rot and are free for anyone to take. Or so what the popular interpretation says anyway. There are other versions of the myth? Crowe shrugs his shoulders. Moving his gaze from the sky back to the tree, he stares at it, as if trying to decipher something just by the mere look of it. There are other versions, yes. Some say the fruits are actually poisonous, others say it's only meant for the gods, and no human must take from it lest they be cursed. Yeah, that sounds quite gruesome. It's no wonder they would rather use the lighter version of the myth. Crowe lets out a low chuckle at your statement, nodding a bit, as if agreeing with you. I guess that might be one of the reasons. Lore. Hey, Vi. He pauses before speaking again. You perk an eyebrow at him. Yeah? What's he gonna ask? I'm getting suspicious. This seems like a silly question. Lay it on me. Tell me what it is. Do you believe in gods? Oh, I was not expecting that. I'd say I do. This question caught you by surprise. It actually did. You never thought of Crowe as the religious type, more so interested in gods. Or maybe he's just curious by the idea of them. This may be the best moment to know for sure. I'm gonna say I do. They are the very beings that blessed our lands and soil. Gosh, there's some mysticism to this story. It's kind of cool. Back in my hometown, we would go to worship in our village's patron goddess church and pray for a good harvest. Well, we're a farm girl, right? Right, our dad's a gardener, or farmer. Recall your visit to the village temple with your father. Being regulars, you visited enough to the point where you became friends with some of those who resided within the church. Every time you dropped by to worship, you and your father would offer your healthiest crops to thank your patron. You haven't gone to church in a while. Probably because the city doesn't have a church for your patron deity. So are we in a church or a city of heathens, like an atheist city? Your goddess had more followers near your village, all the way to the south. Crowe gives you a nod of understanding. How about you? Do you believe in gods? You turn to Crowe, repeating the same question he asked you earlier. He scans your face, your eyes, your nose, then your lips. His lingering gaze makes you shrink back, your heart fluttering slightly. Crowe seems to realize something to himself as he returns his attention to the stars above, sighing. I don't. This surprises you, and Crowe laughs at your visible shock and confusion. I mean, everybody has their own beliefs. What? You didn't think I'd be a non-believer? If I have to be honest, no. Why so? You kind of dress like a priest. I said waiter, but he is a bit formal in terms of dress wear. I wouldn't say priest-like, but you know. Crow's as your eyes grew wide as he broke out into one of the loudest laughs you've ever heard from him. He laughed so hard that he had to clench his stomach and wipe it. He laughed so hard that he had to clench his stomach and wipe at the tear-stained corners of his eyes. He was still chuckling when he unbuttons the first two studs of whoa. Whoa there. He's not doing anything weird. He's not. The first two studs of his black polo revealing more of his collarbone to you. You quickly avert your eyes, finding the tree's leaves to be very interesting at the moment, as you feel a familiar heat rest your cheeks. Oh, he's crazy. He's crazy too. What the hell? How's that? Less formal? For fuck's sake, Ichabod. Actually, though, it feels like I'm seeing a Victorian woman's ankles for the first time. That's crazy. I'm actually flabbergasted. The way I'm like, why am I hot? Okay, log in. Crowe grins at your reaction. It took the both of you a few more seconds of going back and forth with this teasing, and you reprimanding him before you finally calmed down. It's funny. The next few moments were spent with you pointing at the stars, and Crowe teaching you the constellations with a gentle whisper-like voice. You both fell silent, basking in the peace of the night. I feel good vibes with Crowe. I like him. As the silence prolonged, Crowe fell deep in thought. About today vibe, and about the guys. So we're moving to this conversation next, huh? I've gotta be honest. Daryl put me up on this little hangout while I was feeling down on the dumps. I do have to thank him for forcing me and actually gave me the courage to talk to you after class. He lets out a breath he didn't know he was holding, refusing to meet your eyes. I just don't know if I upset you by suddenly dragging you into this group. I probably should have told you about them a long time ago, huh? I'm sorry. I don't think it's something to make a whole deal about, honestly. You bit your lip. You suspected that you might have upset Crowe by making him think that you didn't like the group's presence at all. You probably gave that impression. I think we did, but not everybody has to get along in college, you know? And that he's forcing you to bend to his will. One thing to know about Crowe is that he is never the type to demand, to control, to be a king, to be a tyrant. You didn't do anything wrong, Crowe. In fact, I should be the one to apologize. You speak up without thinking. Crowe turns his head to look at you, his gaze swirling with confusion at your apology. I'm sorry for making you feel bad. I didn't mean to be upset, You swallow a lump in your throat, trying your best to hold the tears that were threatening to spill. Oh my gosh. I just thought that you'd forget about me after. They're amazing people. Brittany's pretty, Daryl's a fun guy, Gio's so cool, and kind of scary, and Jess is loyal. They're a great group. And most importantly, you're amazing, Crowe. You're all amazing, but not me. I'm just not sure if I could ever be part of the group. You were always hidden in the shadows, no matter how much you tried to fit in. You were never to be considered. People treated you like someone to toss away, someone to use. Wow, why does that hit? You're worth nothing but an extra. That's what she always tells you. Who? Who? You couldn't hold it back anymore. A sob escapes your lips, your vision slowly blurring as you feel wet droplets of tears finally sliding down your cheeks from your eyes. For a moment you saw panic in Crowe's expression, seemingly not expecting for you to burst into tears. He reaches out to hold your hand. And suddenly you feel a pair of arms circling around you as he pulls you closer to him, letting you sob on his shoulder. He says nothing while rubbing a hand along your back, allowing you to cry, not caring about his clothes getting wet from your tears. Once you calm down, Crowe rests his hand on your back, not letting you out of his embrace. You're amazing. I'm sorry I never get to tell you that no matter how many times I've thought of it. I just couldn't seem to find the words. But you're amazing in your own way. You may not know it, but you're beautiful, you're funny, you're quite a phenomena. Oh, he's so sweet. You can feel vibrations coming from his chest from the chuckle he emits. Heck, you're the funniest person I know. All I'm saying is that you're amazing. You have no idea how much tears you've shed tonight. Sometimes you think it's silly and childish to cry over what was probably a trivial matter to some, but the urge to sob returned after hearing those words from him. Do you want me to call you the Amazing Spider-Man just to prove that you are amazing? That made you giggle as he bit your... What? That made you giggle a bit as you wipe your tear-stained cheeks. With whatever strength you could muster, you slowly pulled away and lifted yourself up. You sit yourself up, hovering over Crowe. And there you see the very same man that made you cry by literally doing nothing. Oh, she's so fabulous. His braid came loose, we didn't know when, but his hair pulled around his head. Crowe stares up at you with serene eyes, remaining silent as a gentle smile plastered on his face. There is nothing but the moon illuminating his tender features. Why am I getting sweaty? Yet to your vision, he seems to glow. He is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, that's a beautiful man right there. Oh, how you wish you could blame everything on him. If you could, you'd tell him that he's the reason for all the unnecessary feelings swelling in your chest. You tell him exactly how good and bad it all feels. The heartaches and butterflies fluttering about in your stomach. You want to blame him, but you can't. Oh my god. Ooh. No. I want to save. Wait, can we see? Soul has one now. Oh my gosh, does he blink? Oh my gosh. If we kiss him, he'll probably end up having 1. If we don't, he'll remain at 0. Honestly, I was trying to go for the yandere boy soul. I know we held his hand. He's very sweet, but I feel like this is very fast to kiss him. I'm gonna go in for the hug. I'm going in for the hug, guys. He's such a sweet boy, don't get me wrong. You didn't feel as bad as before, but your vessel... Huh? Your vessel is not completely empty yet? Vessel? What are we? Are we a witch? But your vessel... Maybe they're just referring to our body shedding the tears? Probably. Somehow, just looking at Crowe at the comfort he brought you made you want to bask in it longer until you were sure you had no tears left to shed. That's probably what they're referring to. Leaning down once more, you bury your face in the crook of his neck, and his arms instinctively wrap around you, his hug warm and soothing as he waits for you to gather your thoughts. Crowe rubs circles on your back, a silent way of telling you that he was there, you were not alone, and that he'd be there whenever you needed him. This is so not toxic. This is so healthy. This is the healthiest relationship I've come across in a long time. I'm kind of living for it. He didn't say a word, understanding that you need silence more than anything right now. You couldn't thank him enough for always knowing what you needed. You have no idea exactly how long you remained in that embrace while lying down on the grass, but you feel a lot better now that you are ready to get back up on your feet. You pull away, meeting Crowe's eyes that seem to ask after your well-being. Fixing his collar, he turns to you. Are you good to go? You could read that just from his gaze. You nod slightly, and it is only then that Crowe completely releases you from his embrace, helping you sit up before he dusts off the grass that's stuck to his shirt. He gives you a once-over and gently swats away the leaves on your hair and clothes. You blink at him. He only smiles at you. You get up and Crowe retrieves his bag, almost forgotten by the tree. He looks back at you and takes your hand silently. It was time to go. It was time to leave this magical place. You look at the stars, at how brightly they shone. You gave this guy one last glance before turning away, hand clasped tightly around Crowe's as you let him lead you home. This is so whimsical, I love it. Not to judge our apartment, but why is this kind of creepy? Crowe walks you to your apartment, noting that he kept you out late at night. You bid Crowe goodbye after he safely sees you inside, and he gives you away before turning on his heel and making his way down the stairs. You close your apartment door and lean on it, heaving a puff of air. You recall the conversation you had with Crowe while you walked with him on the street leading to your home. I'm going to give the guys a chance. I think I judged them too quickly. So, I want to do better. I want to get to know them better. If you trust them, then I trust them too. Crowe's expression was of surprise at your decision as your determined face reflected in his orbs. Crowe chuckles at your enthusiasm, giving you a friendly pat on the head. I'm glad you're going to give them a chance. I'm sure they'll feel the same. You engaged in other conversations with Crowe during your walk, the topics not really being of any importance as you've forgotten them by now, save for his gentle voice and the occasional fond glances he stole at you. Everything's so green. Time with Crowe seems to pass by so quickly. You arrived at your apartment complex before you knew it. The vibe is so studious, erudite. Even the TV's kind of an old model. Interesting. You make your way to the living room and you throw your school bag to a random corner, immediately plopping down on your sofa as you turn on the small television. Nothing interesting is going on save for some food commercials and movie trailers. That pizza looks good. Maybe I should order something. Reaching to your pockets and taking out your phone, you were about to dial the numbers on the television when a new notification bubble popped up on your notification bar. It's from a group chat you've never seen before. After scrutinizing it, you realize that it was Crowe who added you in. Oh, it was a group chat with the rest of his friends. You open it. Ah yes, the Hallows Ball. Anyone want to go to the Halloween party this Friday? It's going to be awesome. Aren't we all a bit too old for costume parties? Is it required? You two are no fun at all. I won't go if it's not a school requirement. I get you. Much less a waste of my time. Is it? No, it isn't. Of course Crow would say that. But it'll be a great and fun experience for all of us. I mean, we should loosen up a bit, you know? I agree with Crow. Count me in. Pass. I've got more important things to do than that party. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be doing my leftover task for tonight. Sheesh, a stick in the mud as usual. How about you, Vi? Me? You join in? It'll be fun. You're honestly surprised they somehow remembered you. Checking your calendar through your phone, you didn't seem to have any plans in the near future, or plans at all. You just like to spend your time in your apartment alone. That's real. That is so lore accurate. But we gotta do this for Crow. I mean, sure. See, he's happy. That's great to hear. Crow seems happy about it. You giggled, eagled, biggled. This also reminds you of something. Or rather, someone. Oh, maybe we should invite, Soul. Opening another chat, you tapped in Soul's new. I'm having a stroke. Tapped. Opening another chat, you tapped in Soul's newly added contact and sent him a message by sending the image of the same poster Daryl sent. A Halloween party? Hosted by the school? Yeah. I'm not quite into parties. Oh. Oh, well, that's alright. Just asking. That's all. Wait. I'm waiting for you to change your answer. If you're coming, then I'm coming as well. Really? Really. Do you plan on dressing up? IDK. Do you? I mean, it's a costume party, so why not? I'll try to think of something then. You swear you can feel the smile behind those words. With a quick word of goodbye, you set your phone down when you heard your doorbell. That must be the food delivery. Girl after my own heart. To our room. Cactus, plants, rose sheets. Okay, cute vibe, very, very simple. Afterwards, you ate your dinner and prepared yourself for bed. You thought about the events that happened today, meeting the group, meeting Soul, and most especially, your little hangout with Crow. Each and every moment is a special occasion on its own. Letting out a big yawn as you stretch your body, you turn to your laundry, slowly piling up, and scratch your head. We'll probably do laundry tomorrow. Yeah, I can wait. But for now, you plopped yourself onto the soft cushions of your bed, getting into a comfortable position and slowly dozing off as you close your eyes, embracing sleep as the night goes. Today was a vibe. A lot happened today. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. The one who loves. I was a child, she was a child. In this kingdom by the sea. Wow. That was a solid episode. Honestly, I thought it would end badly, but we had a super nice little hangout with Crow. Soul had exhibited some questionable traits, I'd say, but nothing incredibly incriminating so far. And I'm excited to see shit hit the fan if it does, which I'm sure it will. Somehow. Thank you for joining me today. I'm sorry for saying like way too much and for stuttering a lot. Nonetheless, I hope you join me for episode 2, which I'm super excited to play. And yeah, deuces.